It is all about truth, dear one. Many are realizing, dear one, in their relationship with others, the truth of that relationship. Quite possibly where the relationship was based. Because as we said, dear one, what is transpiring is many people now, many most wonderful and glorious souls now, are being forced, in your vernacular, to be with themselves, to look at themselves. And in turn, as that transpires, you are being asked to look at your relationships. And many now have realized that the relationship, how it was defined, how it was formed, quite possibly was based upon the wounds of the child and the myths and the illusions that you had in your life. So, dear one, what is transpiring for many is truth is rising from within. What is transpiring, dear one, as you look at yourself with what is transpiring in the world right now, you're being asked to look at those with whom you're in relationship with. What is transpiring now, dear one, in your earthly plane is truth is rising. Truth is rising in the world outside of you, where you're seeing the untruths in your world, where you're seeing the inequality in your world, the duality in your world. Many are now seeing that in their relationships. They're seeing the untruths of the relationship, the illusions of the relationship, the inequality in the relationship. They're also seeing where their resonance and non-resonance lies. So in many ways, dear one, as the world outside of you has taken a brief pause in this episode of your life, what is being asked of each and every one of you is to move deeper within. And many are looking at the relationship they are having with themselves, and many are looking at the many relationships they are having with others. And if you're looking at the relationship with having with yourself first, that will awaken you to the reason why you have formed certain relationships outside of yourself. And you might realize, dear ones, to a greater extent, those relationships that champion your highest good, that support your highest good, that champion your endeavors, that resonate and vibrate for you as you move deeper within. And then you will see those relationships that were simply built on illusion. Quite possibly the illusion and the myth, dear ones, of the wounded child. Continually looking outside of themselves for validation. Continually look outside of themselves for gratification. Looking outside of themselves for their needs to be met. Quite possibly looking at those in relationship, saying that you should support my needs. You should satisfy my needs. More so, you should gratify my needs. And that is your job. And that is why we are in this relationship. So many are now being forced to see the comforts of that relationship. Quite possibly being forced to move together and actually energetically be together. And what is transpiring for many is they're seeing the illusion of it. That was all based on the wounded child. That was all based on looking for mom and looking for dad. Many are now seeing the basis of the relationship that is based in illusion. The illusion of the wounded child. And what is transpiring is they are realizing that illusion. But most important, dear ones, for those who have the ability to move into the depth and breadth of their heart space, to love, honor, and value themselves more deeply, is to open up in communication with another, to see if in fact where they are can be looked at, not scrutinized, but simply looked at in harmony, community, and peace together as adults. So the question is, can you now move into the depth and breadth of your heart where your adult lies and look at your relationships from that place? Or have you been looking at the relationship through the eyes of the wounded 5-year-old and the 10-year-old seeking mom and dad to take care of them. So many are being forced now to look at themselves and look at their relationships, and to seeing what relationships are based in the heart space or the adult space, and what relationships are based in the wounded child factor of life. So what is transpiring, dear ones, are many are taking a look at their life and seeing what resonates and no longer resonates. Many are seeing consciously what the old and know and realize now that they do not want to repeat the old. They're being asked to look at, quite possibly, their physical geographical location. Many are now moving to a place, dear one, in the grand global pause that you called it, to assess their life, to assess their relationships, to assess what is transpiring in the world outside of themselves, to assess the physical geographical location that they live in. And then move in and ask themselves the question, what serves my highest good? Moving forward and towards into the unknown. Because, dear one, you are now living in a vast unknown. A vast unknown, dear ones. Many are trying their hardest to hold the known or the old in place. Many simply want to move back into that old life because that's the life that was comfortable. That is what I know. But what is transpiring in the world today, dear ones, is for the majority, that old life can no longer perpetuate. And in the macrocosm of life, you are seeing the old come to the fore. Come to the fore in a grand gesture to be released. Old belief systems. What is being revealed now, dear ones, is the untruths, the myths, the illusions, the old world of form revealing itself before your very eyes. In the macrocosm of life. What is happening in the microcosm of your own life is exactly the same. The myths, the illusions are become transparent and authentic. So it is in a way in which, dear ones, you can look at all of this, is asking yourself, where am I fully being transparent and authentic with myself? And looking at your relationships and seeing what is transparent and authentic about those relationships. The relationship that you're having with another. The relationship you're having with your geographical location. Once again, what is transpiring in the world, dear one, in the spiritual context of your world, is you're being asked to look at your life. Asked to look at your comfort zones. For many, your relationships have been comfortable. What is transpiring in the world now is the comfort of those relationships is being revealed. The familiarity of another and the illusion of that is being revealed. On the other hand, many are deepening their relationships with others because they are choosing to deepen the relationship they are having with themselves. So relationships with others are being fortified based upon moving in the depth and breadth of their heart space and coming from the adult perspective. Quite possibly communication is opening and shifting in relationships. But they are breaking through barriers and walls and masks. What is transpiring now, dear ones, is the mask is being cracked open and many wonderful and most glorious souls are being revealed for who they truly are. In the macrocosm of your life and the microcosm of your own personal life. So what is transpiring now, dear ones, you are being asked to look through the magnifying glass at your life and the magnifying glass at your relationships. To look at the fine print in your vernacular. Because what is transpiring in your world, dear ones, right now is an eruption of the old. An eruption of old belief systems. And the picture is being painted for you very clearly outside of yourself if you choose to look at it. Because it will bring up deep, suppressed and repressed feelings. And you'll see your comfort zones revealed. So if you choose to look at relationships within your own personal life, there is an eruption there as well. And you're being asked to discern what is most important to you. And you are realizing in relationships that there might be a difference in that. You might be choosing to grow, and the other person is choosing the old, to remain comfortable. What many are seeing now is the rising of the truth of everything in their life.